What is going on, guys? We are on our way to another kart circuit. We are going back to Whilton Mill. It's early in the morning, so excuse the bed hair. It is sunny. It is going to be a bit wet, but we're going to see how we go. Hopefully, we get P1 this time. So, just sort of jumping into practice to start with now. It's still a bit wet. Just trying to get used to the track conditions with the kart. It wasn't a successful practice at all, as you're going to see. I ended up driving through a puddle, spinning. If it was a race, it'd be track limits. I've cut down just to show a few of the highlights for you guys to enjoy whilst you listen to me ramble on for a bit. So, I've set myself a goal for this year to get 100 subscribers on the channel by the end of the year. We've got a lot of karting coming up this year, so hopefully we can do that. So if you enjoy the video, consider subscribing and leaving a like. Even a comment would be greatly appreciated, just to say I'm shit. So that's it for practice. I hope you enjoyed the super karter, that is me. And we'll try and put a respectful showing for Heat 1. So this is our mid-pack start. We're just going to try and keep it clean and see if we can improve on the position. So, lights are green, moving all the way over to the right, that's the dry line. We're just going to try and see if we can pick up a few positions in the carnage that is lap 1. So a bit argy-bargy. We keep it up the inside. It's a dry line. We can get later on the brakes, and we throw it up the inside of kart 25 here. Get the move to stick, and kart 26 and kart 16 are going to start arguing. We try and throw it down the inside again, but kart 16 just holds it around the outside, so we bottle it going into Zulu and slotting behind these two. So kart 16's gone for a move. We think about following him through. Wasn't enough room there, so we go for the switchback. Managed to get the switchback through the chicane, which is single file, so we sort of secured a position just off of that. Get a poor run out of the last corner, so give it a little look. We've got enough room, move over to the outside, and then just try and open that gap. So just coming up to kart 8 in front of us now. Sort of feeling out where we're quicker, where we're slower. And we're starting to gain on them gradually, but not massively, through Zulu. And we get a much better run out of Zulu, and we start to pull up behind him. Going into the last few corners here, he sort of, I don't know what he does, but we are right alongside him. Going into the last corner, I think he clips the inside and just turns himself around, so we get a nice free position out of that, which leaves us some clean air to try and hunt down the guys in front. So we skip forward a few laps here, still trying to close that gap up, and one of the back markers here, just throw it down the inside, trying to just get through lap traffic as quickly as possible, just try and close that gap up to the leaders in front of us. So again, moving on another lap then. We start experimenting with lines, which doesn't go too well, which washes us up well wide. Missed the puddle this time, so we don't get even more wet. And coming up into Christmas, a bit late on the brakes, missed the apex completely, but we're still gaining on the kart in front, so we're going to take it as a win. through Zulu. We seem to get a run on kart 3 here, and coming into turn 1 we're going to try and do the switchback. Doesn't work, but we close the gap up even more. So we're just going to try and stay behind him, then if the opportunity presents itself, we'll try and go for the overtake. So he brakes early into turn 1, which sort of throws me out, and I end up going wide. But we get the run on, and he sort of goes defensive, but leaves us enough room. So we throw it down the inside, get nice and late on the brakes, and sort of get the move done. But that Christmas corner at Whilton Mill is superb. I think as it's going uphill you can just be so late on the brakes, and sometimes you just catch people napping on it. Again, try another line. Outside line now. Gives us a super run going down towards Christmas. And I don't know if we're equal weights to the kart 10. But we're alongside going into this and managed to get the move done. So now we're just, again, focusing on our lap, catching the guys in front, not worrying about the people behind us too much. So yellow flag here, just slowing it down, but taking our normal line, not pinning it, as the guy must have touched the puddle. But coming up into Christmas time, again, another kart spun. It was just a bit of carnage for that first heat, and again, we went wide into turn 1. We're going to get a bit too late on the brakes going into Christmas, which just upsets the kart a bit much. We end up spinning it, and then I beat Chip. So heat 1 pretty much over now. We didn't lose too many positions, but the guys we was catching, the guys we were fighting with behind, a lap ahead now. So, moving into the heat 2, hopefully we got a bit more success in this heat. This is our front start heat, just trying to hold the position or improve if we can. So you can see the track's drying up more and more every lap. There's more and more grip, which was super fun to drive because every lap's quicker but different, and you're really feeling the track out, which was quite enjoyable whilst having to battle other people. And again, I think I said it in the last video, but I was so surprised with the driver standards at the Ultra GPs that Whilton Mill run. These guys are quick and very fair racing, which just makes it such a nice event to turn up to. So we managed to get ourselves up into P2. So we're going to try and hold the position, catch up to the guy in front, and either work with him to pull away from everyone else, or not. Guy went for a move. We managed to get the switch back, but he was 100% quicker. There was no point arguing it, so I just pointed him through. And we're going to try and work with him now. So we can see sort of where he's pulling away and where he's gaining time on us, and then we can try and use that to then get a quicker time, stay with him, which is the plan. So again, we're trying this outside line, sort of staying in the middle where it was getting lighter and lighter the track. Down the straight, the guy's pulling away from us, but we're going to say that's the weight. So I just want to take a second here to apologise for the shaky camera. and the overexposure. I was trying a few different settings out on the camera and it was not successful. So we're going to go back to what we were doing in the first place, and the next video will be even better. So Kart 21 absolutely sent it into the Zulus. It's like, right, fair play, he done the hand signal, we'll work with him. Again, like we was going to do with the guy in the orange, but he just pulled away. We're going to say it's the weight again. These guys were a lot lighter. I'm sitting at about 90 kg in kit, and when you weigh 70 kg, there's no way you're keeping up with them in a straight. But I don't like to moan. I really don't. So moving on a few laps here, the yellow come out, we just, again, trying to feel out the track, and it goes green, so we cap the guys napping here, go from a late lunge, really early down the straight, get the move on the back marker done, and we're just trying to keep the guys behind us, putting traffic between them, especially going into the Zulus, is so beneficial. It just means that the gap's getting bigger and bigger. You give a look back, they got stuck behind them, we didn't. Sometimes it's the other way around, it's just the way it goes. So we're coming up behind Kart 6 now, I believe. Send it for a lunge. Not the best place to do it, not the best move. Definitely didn't think about it. Say sorry to the guy. I said sorry to him again after the race, but not the best judgment call from me there. And that is Heat 2. So moving on to Heat 3, this is our back of the grid start, but we're still pretty much in the middle. So again, keeping it out of trouble, trying to gain as many positions as we can, and no spinning on the wall. So Heat 3 was, looking back on the day, my favourite race. Keep an eye on Kart 19, the guy in the blue and black suit. We have a wicked battle the whole heat, so a lot of the highlights is just going to be this. So Kart 17 goes defensive, we just chuck it down the inside, keep it there, get it stuck, move done, moving on. Think about going for a move up the inside here, bottle it, just slotting behind Kart 23, through the Zulus, and someone goes wide here. And like, I think it's the engine with the heat and it just makes steam instantly, but when you just glance over and just see a wall of steam in a car, you feel like Kimi Räikkönen at Spa, just straight lining it. So now we're behind Kart 19. I think we've got similar karts, similar pace, so it's going to be who makes the least mistakes. So we get a good run coming out of turn 1 down towards Christmas. I think we're still alongside, keep it defensive, get late on the brakes, and we get that move done, but that's not the end of the story. So we stick in the middle of the track to try and again just keep it defensive. Little love tap Kart 16 and get a good run down the back straight, pick up a quick position there. We know we still got the guy in the blue behind us, so we're just trying to work on it and just keep pushing forward. As you see, throws it down the inside, gives us room, so we take full advantage of that. Going on to the turn 1. So go for our outside line that's been working for us, still working for us. Keep it defensive. Give a look. We know we're clear. Sort of head onto the normal line. Miss the apex a little bit, but we're going to take it. It's okay. Skim forward a few laps here. And we're lining up that move down into Christmas again. Get a fairly decent run. And we show our nose up the inside, but we can't get that move to sit. So we bottle out of it. And just sort of slot in behind. And we're sort of catching up and then losing distance throughout the lap. But I mess up there, touch the inside of the curb, which throws me out, so I go defensive straight away. But as we see, Kart 19 throws it straight up the inside, and we've swapped positions, so we're just going to lock in now, try and pull that gap back and get our position back. We go wide there, getting pushed down the straight by another car. Little Ricky Bobby bump drafting. Good exit out of Christmas. Again, we're just pulling back time. A little bit defensive into, I'm going to call it Boxing Day. I know it's got a name, but I can't remember it. Good. The Kart 19 clips the inside of the Zulus this time, which slows him down. So we're now speeding up, and we go for the switchback up the inside of the boot, again into the chicane, which is single file. So make that move stick, and then we've got a cart in between us now, I think. So pushing on, catch the guys up in front. So we're reeling them in slowly. See, there's a little warning. Starting to get more into the traditional racing line as the track's getting drier. We're going to follow Kart 3 up the inside. Almost clipping, but we didn't, so it's meant to happen. We've got another back marker, so it's just trying to navigate them and not clip at the wrong point, like through Zulu, which means we get a good run. So we give Kart 3 a little bump draft down the back straight and follow him through, which means we're right on the bumper of Kart 3. And as you'll see, a little few taps just to let them know we're there. And you see he's not happy with something on the car, and I'm sure if that car was fine, which it wasn't, the marshals changed it after this race, but I think he would have won it. But we think about the move up the inside here, doesn't work, so slot back in behind, try not to lose too much time, go for the move here. It gives us room, so we try and keep it pinned there. We squeeze him into Zulus, which just compromises his exit as we run wide ourselves. So now we've sort of in a three-way battle, slowing all of us down. But we managed to get a good run out of the boot into the final chicane, onto the start-finish. And we're pulling time back on Kart 3 But down the run to Christmas, we're fairly equal, so he goes defensive. We go for the switchback. Again, he's not happy with this car. Throw it down the inside, make the move stick this lap, and try to pull away from the rest of the pack. So jumping forward a few laps there. We're on a nice run. Little thumbs up so he knows I know he's there. Throw it in as normal. Give him room on the inside. As he's still on the inside. So three wide up going into Christmas. It's the king of the late breaks. Managed to keep the position, but we know we've got 2 quick drivers behind us and 3 or 4 drivers behind them, so we don't want to mess up. This is the last heat before the final, and we want to get the best position we can. So, last lap, still got everyone behind us. We're good on pace, good on power, and we're happy with the car on the brakes. So we go defensive here. Again, late break into Christmas. Get the apex perfectly. Exit. Awesome. Go defensive into this corner. Got 2 back markers ahead of us. We don't want to catch them and give the guys behind us an advantage into the last few corners. So, going defensive out here. Close off the corner. Going into the boot. Go for the switch back here, and the car is sideways, and I look back and there's 2 carts pushing me along, which just sets me straight. Otherwise that would have ended really poorly. But across the line to finish heat 3, which was an absolute awesome battle. These guys here was wicked, and some like super respectful racing the whole time, so I had a great time this heat, as you can hear. Woo! So, into the final, we qualied P4 overall, and as you'll see, it doesn't end the best, but still some good racing for the final. So, not the best start. We slot in behind kart 12 here, just trying to keep it clean, but as soon as we get onto the straight down to Christmas, the top 3 are just pulling away, and I was like, okay, these guys are just that much quicker, but when there's people, and I mean the field behind, all catching up, it can't just be that. As we managed to lose, we go too wide. Scary. I gave that guy a little tap, but he didn't run wide, so I give him the position because it's not, it's not fair racing if you push him wide. Kart 9 throws it down the inside, which was a wicked move. And he's rapid in the final. Like, he just takes off. So we're sort of holding distance with Kart 9, going through turn 1 into turn 2. I feel like we got a better exit, but again the pack's just pulling away, so we're gonna blame the car because it's never the driver. Managed to pull it back somehow, hang the normal line, try and get a switch back, but I get a nudge, guy holds his hand up, doesn't overtake, stuff happens, we move on. And going onto the back straight, just giving a look to make sure we're clear. Again, get another little tap. Someone tries to go round, so we hold the inside line. You hear him look for another move, but just keep it defensive. We know we haven't got the straight line speed, so we just got to be as defensive as possible without taking anyone out. So we drop down into some human DRS, keep it really defensive up the inside, late on the brakes, good entry, good exit out, and then coming into this corner here, we leave it wide, leave the door open, and Ash in cart 4 obliges, and then takes off and leaves us in the dust. I think he set the fastest lap of the day in the final, so he was rapidio. Again, cart 10 just sends it up the inside, keeps it stuck, and 2 back markers now, so we're just going to slot in with the guys, just try and work through it. But again, in a straight line, they're just pulling away, so we're just playing the defensive game, trying to pick up any scraps of a position that we can. So like 10 goes wide here, hits the puddle, and we've got that position back. So just by keeping it clean, keeping it calm, hopefully we can keep it there. Cart 11 again sends it up the inside, so I must be taking that corner wrong if everyone's going up my inside. Coming into the last lap here, so he sends it a bit wide, we just follow through and go for the move that we love, late on the brakes into turn 1, Christmas, and we managed to get it stuck. We're not hopeful that we're not going to lose it. It is the last lap of the last race, so everyone's a bit sendy. So quick look back, go real defensive. You can see he's coming alongside. Late on the brakes. He's got the inside corner, and he gets ahead. Full fair play move, good racing. Tyres are out on the course. Across the line to finish. Nice tidy little battle for the final. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. If you stayed this long, if you want to see more karting, there's going to be quite a bit this year. Stay tuned, and I hope to see you again.